Kenya has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Hey Carl, how's it going? Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? His almost broke together. Yes, Miss Lundenberg said she had to witness something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see?
Well, it would seem...
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Feels shattered, you? Pretty good. I'm pretty excited to get back to this game. Okay, so where's Celestial now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there but at the same time, but not there. What's it gonna be? Okay. Hey Kito, have you seen any progress on... Have you made progress? Generally speaking.
However...
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Well...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But...
So then...
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine the body one more time thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That is it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Gito turned and left the girl's locker room. Let's take another look at the body then. And the handbook's missing. That's definitely what I'm talking about. Spend anti-truth bullet section. Just thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Hands are bound on what looks to be some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up against in some kind of crucifix position. This rope has a plug. Wait, so then it isn't a rope at all. Well, the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. This fatal injury was a bullet to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's an issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them get throughout the GhJared file, something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Status of the dead body has been added to your truth bullet section. Well, the one more thing more likely to tie all these mysteries together is the nature of the rope that was used to suspend. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look all over again. Plus, it might help to look at GhJared's case file one more time. Back to the library! There's still more I need to check. What? Dude had a complex thing about being weak. Yes. So they just say the same things. Okay. Uses a murder weapon. Balloons for heart.
Forgiveness!
To target such a helpless creature, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast thing to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Okay, now I can leave. What's this? The strange stain on our carpet. What is it? Also, the posters got switched. If you quite fit the boys' locker room. The poster in the other room is. That's right, it's definitely something strange about this. Why would the posters be switched? What reason could anyone have? We should talk to someone who knows a little bit more about the locker rooms. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, is that right? I use it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes he and I can use it together. Okay, then can I ask you something? Do you think the posters of the boys' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I could never really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However,
But there is something that's bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little. Granted, every coffee time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee. In the White House, it's not the highest quality, but it doesn't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and I drink a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. But I don't see the stain now.
Of course.
So exactly, I noticed it earlier, the stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. Remember, like, someone a hell of a lot, but then you tell them but then they tell you you never like you back. No, I've never had that experience. I never really dated anyone just because that wasn't really on one of my high priority lists. So I'm afraid I can't connect with that. I'm sorry. But still, it isn't unnecessarily clean. It was never stained to begin with. So the carpets were switched as well. Okay, can I leave now? Yes, finally, I can leave the area. Oh. Back to the library. Thick layer of duct tape on the desk. Maybe some kind of clicker. Guess not. I see it's not plugged in. Lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. Last time I saw it was definitely on it. Definitely was right here. This over was using an extension cord. Well, there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if the extension cord's missing. I know it's around here somewhere. It's gone! Someone take it from the archive. Can't think of anyone put on it. Can I do it? Can I look at the other things? If it means I become a target, nope, I'll leave it where it is. Okay, yeah, cause you know, you're gonna be a target in this place that you're locked into, so does it really matter? Oh, the warehouse is over here? I have never been over here. So silly. What are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels. There's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but haven't you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then did you find something? Yeah, very well. I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night, I saw her. Chituto was in the warehouse. Really? What?
indeed.
This was right before midnight.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would have ever happened. You get what you desire, I suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise photo knowing, but the strange thing is, there's no traces of a track jacket or a duffel bag. Which means the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Oh, hi, so what are you doing in here? Same as before. She wouldn't come out, and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I left her there. You left her? My head was swimming, and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah!
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to head back as soon as I'm done eating. The heat was not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
Huh?
A donut, of course. Of course. There's two good things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really. I bet Sita would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Oh, I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. She said something similar. She said that even though you invited her to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. She was just shy. Well, I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. It's kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex. Oh wait, maybe she was used to the guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of... Uh-oh.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class! You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It's about to begin. So everyone's ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Oh, Trohito's not here. And Tokyo is... You don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, just kidding. How could I totally forget that little nut job? His crews are part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, let's just go ahead and drag her here. Kicking and screaming. One moment, please. Just like that, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Tokito behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then huddle into the elevator and let's get this show on the road. See you guys down there.
Let's go.
Shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chito. Seems to come if nobody has problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill her. A girl like that. And that one murderer is one of us, standing right around. Doesn't it do this? Yes. Oh, the other legs? Rosario really gets to descend. Deeper to the ground, and what deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it comes to a sudden stop. What do you think I redecorated? Isn't it fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste your time with stupid questions. Let's just get this over with. Very good, good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well?
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Trial! All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Make your arguments.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
Ah, why is this not working?
That certainly would make for a...
Poor Chihiro.
Oh,
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt I bet it was an iron pipe.
got it. You kind of have to fire a little bit ahead.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
This killer. Did he really kill? A new one? Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them kind of as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button, attach it to attach the silencer, which you could use to shoot down the white noise. However, you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of white noise, the time limit will decrease, so you have to aim carefully to take the silence out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the white noise won't appear at all. In case you can't forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front. Only good luck and have fun.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Oh, got blocked!
So, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Luckily, if we do
The
miss,
culprit is Genocide Jack.
we don't have to worry
I'm
about
sure
it.
of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
There we go. I was just afraid I was gonna have no time at all. Break!
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Mr. Jack, the world doesn't know. Let's look at his position, Bari.
I got it!
Of
Apparently,
course, could find.
in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is
Split
Toko
personality.
Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
So for sure, but I could feel like I understand. Mr. Jeff, I said be Tokyo, but alas, to not be Tokyo. Multiple persons, right? Yes. Split. Oh, that's a miss. I don't know what it's trying to spell. Oh. I have no idea what that word is.
Now I understand.
What?
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Yes, that's what I was trying to say the first time.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
She could have split personality.
I got it!
Her behavior
You're talking
changed.
about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up,
I'm fine, I'm fine. Okay, are you dead? The world has a front and back, top and bottom, and see truth and whole lies.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the worst fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack ever have control again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished.
The person you don't mean.
She suddenly lurched backwards. A huge thud echoed across the classroom, but the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Genocide Jill?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous feed, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, so she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right, but some so funny. No, she has to be it, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have to deal with living in this place with someone that is killed thousands of people. But she said I need to get some more details about all this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it's wrong.
Drake.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Chef Boyardee.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it!
The injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
But it's really weird because... So if it wasn't Genocide Jill, then someone else knew about the files and knew about a particular way.
And there's more. one more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
With how the body is suspended, the photos in the image suggest is all the victims were stabbed through their hands.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see, there's a pad star just a Jack case.
I got it!
She was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
There's no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the movie side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man-madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does
Yeah,
make
it
some
does.
amount of sense.
She's not stupid.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Oh god.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs? Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yes, sadly, yes,
Really was
it's true.
suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about
Oh, Monica! I worked so hard to get in your good books and you killed her, didn't you? That's the whole reason, isn't it? Only he knew about the case files and the arrangements in the exact way. ultimate perfectionist. He did everything perfectly except the last little bits.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
There is one other person, the one person who could copy just like Jack cases.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you've already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Dang it!
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms. You're suspicious, very suspicious, indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Suspicious. It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girl locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Oh, fudge. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at the weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize the weak spot. This memorized phase can only be shot once, as a single truth bullet. So if you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use the flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have an answer to a lie or a contradiction in loading your truth bullet, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use it in your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, it's just have to let you use your keen wince, wouldn't you? In this case, though, I wouldn't say use a flashback. You wouldn't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
you wish you'd taken me with you.
I need to start slowing down my
Byakuya
time.
was acting kind of weird, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural reaction!
The victim
Was Chihiro, who was a girl.
shoot!
Okay, so it's the first one then?
So,
Oh.
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
No?
Shoot!
Wait, then what's the point of the flashback if I'm not supposed to use it now?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker,
That's a natural reaction!
The victim was Chihiro, who was
No?
a girl.
shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
I am extremely confused what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
No, that's not.
Shoot!
Wait, how did I get the most votes all of a sudden?
I refuse to give up yet.
Truth flashback. If you aim at the weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. These memorized phases can only be shot once a single truth bolt. If you shoot or change the truth bolt, it will disappear from your cylinder. Okay, so I see. So we memorize that statement, and then we shoot that statement at the other one. Okay, that was extremely confusing.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural reaction. The victim was Chihiro.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
I was
I'll
so
tell you what's
confused.
so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
It's like he doesn't even care. But he's acting like he has nothing to do with
What's the
him.
matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Ah, you
Obviously,
dick.
somebody else
Must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same scissors.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right.
Then there must be
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
I'm just so scared that it's gonna go by too quickly, so I always shoot first.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
what? An extension cord?
Are you really that stupid?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
No.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
How it took place.
And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
What was that just now? Something's not right. You found a girl's locker room, but does that really mean? Could you accept Baku was telling the truth? No, I don't think so. It's definitely something.
I got it!
The fiend of the
You
crime.
say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Yeah, we
I
do.
believe I do.
First time I moved the scene crime back, I was so confident so now maybe I could never even realize that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Oh, okay, so
Shoot!
it wants me to. What? Okay, it doesn't want me to talk about the cord.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, that's the stain where it's scribbled away. Okay.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, The blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
The books.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swat at Chihiro's handbook. Should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. No, that's wrong.
Meow, broken.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Why are you all of a sudden saying something about that? You should have just said quiet.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is it then?
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Okay. Oh, gosh, put it, hold me off. I think it was.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body. It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
So then we could examine her
Be
body.
sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting.
I did not
Thank
see
you
that
for
coming from
confirming
a
this,
mile away. I thought for sure what happened is that they took Leon's scanner, used it, and then afterwards Dracula knew how to break it, and then he broke it and put it back. I thought that would have been significantly more clever, but I guess not.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben, it's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy.
That explains a
Let's
lot
pick up from
why
there.
they only exercise
Yes,
at night.
well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
And that's what their secret was. I thought he had never
And
crossed my
because
mind.
the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
But how did Leon's book break? How do you like this game so far? We'll just find out that Chihiro was a guy, and that's not what I was expecting.
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I
But I'm
must
liking it, I'm
admit,
enjoying it.
I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all. What? But
Great, now that I have no idea.
Used him in the first place?
I do too, and I didn't want to see him die, but I
Just
guess he's
seems
not,
to be
so I don't know
too
what else is going on.
easy going about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Why? Why? I have no idea who the killer is.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Oh my god.
I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
So it's clearly genocide. Jill, no, it's
No,
Rocket.
I'm
No, I
with
have
Dakota.
no idea.
If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Who's your care? Who murdered? Did we get access to the real murder scene?
I got it!
It's definitely a guy. Be a guy.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing.
Over here it tells me how much.
Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yes.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new ring.
It's over.
No!
It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
And only the
Killed.
There we go, found it.
No, it's wrong!
Break!
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Woohoo! What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Somehow it's really hard to believe. Oh god, I have no idea right now.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
There's only blue tracksuits in the warehouse, isn't there?
First of all, we know which he was on his way, so next we have to, why did he choose this?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, what, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Oh, I needed to pick up the...
I don't even have a tracksuit.
I needed to pick up the...
Cause exercising sucks.
the memory.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Because he got it from the warehouse.
Shoot!
Yeah.
First of all, he was on his way, so next we have to, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Right.
My
Got it.
tracksuit
No!
is black.
Dang it!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard
Keep
him, right?
missing it. I know. Pushing the wrong
First of all,
buttons.
he was on his way, so next we, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit.
So, what, the killer was wearing
The same blue tracksuit
No.
as him?
Got it. Okay,
My
finally.
tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit, because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Shoot it! Shoot it! No! Son of a fucking biscuit!
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
The time keeps decreasing.
First of all, when he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
I keep pushing the wrong. I keep pushing right.
I don't even have a tracksuit, because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise.
No, stop pushing the
So
wrong
next we
button.
have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit, because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I have no idea.
Shoot!
I love how if you fail, everyone votes you, regardless of how suspicious or unsuspicious you are.
I refuse to give up yet.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
Why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was...
So, what, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
First of all, we know he was on his way to go exercise.
So next we have, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit. It matched the one...
So, what, the killer was wearing the... My tracksuit is...
I don't even have, because exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
No, I have no idea. What am I supposed to be connecting the dots with here?
First of all, we know where he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is...
I don't even have it, because exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Shoot!
First of all, he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, like the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit, because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I have no idea. What am I supposed to be connecting?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Shoot!
I refuse to give up yet.
I'm gonna do every possibility I can.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way to, so next
Already
week,
did that
why
one.
did he choose?
What do you mean, the
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit.
No, that's wrong.
What? Okay.
Hold on a second, Mondo.
Whatever.
What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she never said anything about the jacket's color.
Oh wow, sorry I didn't pick up on that small detail. I didn't know she didn't say that. I thought she did.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just... Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Well, because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Lizzie's trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, You couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that ticked me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Yeah.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Was it in the incinerator?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I got it!
Weak
You
point.
already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
That's why they did the sauna.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
I don't know if that's true or not.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was... Here's my answer.
Because he had all of his
Your
clothes
handbook
still on.
got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
What? And pull out your handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
I forgot.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook
I forgot
is
how to
actually
switch.
broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Then pull it out and show us look at it. Hi, Snow, Snowy, Snow, Snow. How's it going? I'm just straight.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall.
Oh, he swapped it.
Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy
The
it.
handbook is working.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually
It shows the
Mondo's,
name on it.
which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome
What
to
could
say
possibly contradict that?
so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Show us the name.
Bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear.
Just show
We will
us
all
the
see if
name
I was
of
right
the
or
handbook.
wrong.
It is not that bloody difficult. Closing arguments begin. Okay. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, let's get the ending out of the way, because we know how this works. Must have saw blood there, dropped it and been like, well, fudge, I guess we better take it down, and... Oh, wait, but we do have this here. No, but he was never actually... Oh, you know what? He probably was doing it here when she went in. In, 15 weights. Said, hi, oh hi, how's it going? Oh wait, but he might have done it here. Oh, not. It's probably this. Oh, I got my handbook. Can't let me into the room. It's like, oh yeah, I was just lifting weights in here. Don't mind me. I'm doing good, as you may have gathered. I'm new here. Yes, I did. That's why I said hello. Welcome to the stream. My name's GhJared. I'm just piecing together my conclusion. And then you just put up the new poster. Took it out. Like, okay, just get the body, just get everything out of here. Okay, now put up the new poster again. Wait, why is this here now? Oh, that makes me doubt this. Probably entered. In. This is, I actually kind of find this the most difficult part. Oh, you know what? I went to the girls. There. Missing something here.
Here's exactly.
No,
what
that's
happened.
not. Oh, fudge.
First,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
take a
that's
look
right.
back to before the incident.
I meant to take it off, but I pushed the wrong button.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing
it's
something
definitely
into a
wrong.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Here's where the mistake's gonna happen.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Okay, that is right. Fudge me.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him.
Oh, that was right.
Seems likely that
Fudge.
the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell.
Fudge.
The unsuspecting Chihiro.
If you breathe at night.
And attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster
pew, pew,
and carpet in
pew.
the boys' locker room came from.
Shots, blood splat.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. This whole beginning part, I didn't think I got it right, but I sure did. So this is right. I know that's right, I know that's right. I'm not sure about those at the end, but... that's probably
Here's
what.
exactly what happened. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, then removing...
That's not it? He didn't leave? Oh, and the dumbbell?
The killer is... you!
Hides the fat.
Which is why the then removing...
That's not it either? What? That's in the sauna. Oh, you know what? These are switched around. Oh, he probably saw it and then got in.
The killer is... you!
You!
Which is why the killer then removing...
Yes, okay. Was
and
from
finally
the...
carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, and that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no.
I still don't
He
understand why.
discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, He went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
But I don't understand why you would do that.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna.
I wonder where he
There,
disposed
they
of them.
planned to destroy the last piece of evidence. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already read their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Bang, boom,
Isn't
come out.
that right, Mondo Orada?
Uh-huh. Isn't that right?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
So we'll show him his handbook right now. So we can clear. Oh, for crying out loud, they added like 5 things to this. Talk about fever time. Oh my god. If you press the space key, fever time will activate, and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You could also push right mouse, left mouse, right mouse, left mouse, however you want to destroy the culprit's verbal assaults. Unless until your force gauge runs out, so make the best of use of your time. Of course, it won't be fair if only you got access to the special time, right? Are you kidding me? So if you also first something you call it, oh my god. If your opponent activates time during the time battle, your tempo meter will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons at rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent will use. Okay, then go and have fun.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence!
This is probably the weirdest
I
part.
won't listen! False!
Oh, I can target more than one? That's pretty cool.
I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you!
God, this is chaotic.
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it. If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken
Frozen
handbook with Leon's.
Yes!
In
But
which
it says
case,
the whole
we can
time.
just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that,
We don't gotta do that.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Why? BFU! Okay, wait. I can understand. I did fail 2 times in this 3 times in this trial. That's fair. That's fair. Admit.
Bro! What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and
Give it a yank!
Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice? or the dreadfully wrong one?
Everyone makes the wrong choice. It'd be so
What's it
funny.
gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Killer admits he killed the person, but everyone still isn't convinced and votes for a different person. Vote. Doink, doink, doink. Even though I don't get to vote. It's just a wheel. To prove them wrong.
What?
You got it right again. Oh, so it was. The blackened that killed Shirtufuni was Modeko.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. You chose the wrong answer. You're trending very close to the danger zone, Mr. Person's name I'll never pronounce right. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he could have killed someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Monto's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain it on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of murder this time is a sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can just hit Control keys to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was this person. He had an extremely inferior complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like this all as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into the weakness. To take the fatigued form of a patient young girl, or repentant young girl, patient. He chose that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about, even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightened he wrapped himself up in his own death shell, that inferior complex had already taken deep root inside of him, and it was so easy weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept his fate. After all, the world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you didn't survive. And then the lovely and hateful headmaster announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course needed to be very secret, which she'd be more than willing to divulge. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chiquito was actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chiquito didn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. We'll find out at the end today, Chiquito. Even though you're dead, we still found out. Haha, joke's on you! If that was revealed, it would be for the end. The hardened shell would crack and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. After all, try my best to become strong. Then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Not my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, it'll be okay. I'll get better. With the thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so... That day he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at all.
hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for some help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and they then asked to help them from there. And that person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. Caesar probably figured out if he convinced Mundo, his honor would make him secret.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Manganuka was a very simple and strong man that Shikito had always wanted. Or Shihiro, not Shikito. Maybe talking to Mondo about it would help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become stronger. That was his inspiration, and he thought the only way of Mondo's support would he ever become close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep his promise he made to Chihiro. Did he what? You mean that's why Mondo carried from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it is what the main reason was. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro. But why does he move? But how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Who did all he could to keep his promise made so he wouldn't have killed. No, why? Why did you do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's why. So that's what triggered it after all. Possibility of having our embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of fire. Even if you can't comprehend it, he absolutely can. That's all there is to it. Well, while you're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what he did, right? He killed his own brother! The ultimate biker gang leader made all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble, but the only reason he had a chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Older brother. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that. Had nothing but respect for him. It was because of that he got a motorcycle. Was his only family growing up, and the only one that could trust and respect. He wanted to measure up to his bigger brother, so he intimidated him in everything he could. Point of every star-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, this charmastic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, he had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. The older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. He started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on his very soul. Kid's gotta take over for him, huh? Created the gang with his bare hands, who's just got along for the ride. Could someone like him really be our leader? All that do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, you heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I just
gotta get stronger. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, challenged him to a secret race. During the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic, but suddenly... Laying in his kid's brother's arm, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I effed up. Sorry. Of course he knew what his brother's fault, but never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's the team, you and me, put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that his own weakness he had caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of a kid who had bested his big brother. He's gonna lose to kid brother? He got stupid and got himself killed. It's because the explanation for what happened, lied, became the truth. He wanted to lead a team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, and yet... As soon as the killing game begun, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he had just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful, and that man must reveal the embarrassing secrets. At this point, it's clear they had no problem shedding the light on the secret. Killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my older brother worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd carried around. It all would have been... Man, all these other people have, like, actual good secrets, and our secret is just that we wet the bed till the 5th grade. Like, come on. It's all you could find. So that's why. That's why I... My head was filled with some kind of fuzzy unease, and it just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before.
I just...
didn't know what to do about it. I'm not sure to think or say it, but after a while, that fuzziness unease turned to a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach, and it was right around then, as we start working out with him. And right there, I told him a secret.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? Because, I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If I would have found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
Want to change? Wrap myself in lies. I am weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. And exposing the lie he had been living himself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever someone might tell us.
You piece of...
You're saying I should just say that.
What?
You're saying if...
What?
If I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret. I was jealous. I was jealous of his strength. So the weak one had strength and the strength one had weakness. Oh boy, what drama we have in this game. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had, so I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
You're making fun of me. I'm strong. Are you effing with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong. I felt like I could hear something start to creak inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why'd you tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. I'm so strong! Stronger than you!
You son of a bitch!
And he grabbed the dumbbell and hit. I don't remember anything after that. I woke up, he was lying on my feet covered in blood. I had a dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey!
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
So angry, he hid his weakness from everyone. That is why he has a secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Look at you, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human being in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his own regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what the truth is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I don't. You bugger. Just shut up, you piece of crap. Go ahead and say it again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do it right now because it's time for punishing. Is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution? Well, that is what I promised you, right? The blackened that disrupts the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
The ultimate biker gang leader. Wait, no!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's
Punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Oh boy, what's it gonna be this time? Oh boy. Look at this bike we got here. The bear with that. The cage of death. Are we gonna use G-Force here to kill him, or what? Oh no, it's gonna be electrified. He just evaporated? How fun. He was turned to butter. What?